Okay, in the first part of section 6.3 on polynomials and linear factors, we're going to look at the um, different forms. Here, this is what's called factored form because it's listed as the individual factors. And over here, for the polynomial, this is called standard form that we talked about yesterday because everything's all multiplied out and you just have y equals so many x cubes, squareds, x's, and your constant there. So we want to go from factored form to standard form. In order to do that, we just have to multiply all our factors out. Okay? And this might be a little different for you because you probably never multiplied 3 of them together. So what you do is you start by multiplying 2 of them together first. So we're going to FOIL those out. So you're going to get an answer from your FOIL there, and then that's going to get multiplied by that third factor. So if we FOIL this out, x times x is x squared. Your outers get you 2x, your inners get you 1x, so 2x and 1x get you 3x, and then your last terms get you plus 2. Okay? And then we need to distribute again, because FOILing is really just distributing. So we need to multiply this x squared times the x and the 3. We need to multiply the 3x times the x and the 3. And we need to multiply the 2 times the x and the 3. And that's going to give you 6 terms, because 3 terms times 2 terms should give you 6 terms. Okay. So first we're going to start with the x squared, and that's going to go to both. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times 3 gets you 3x squared. Then we're going to multiply the 3x times both. So 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 3 gets you 9x. And then we got to multiply this 2 times both. So the 2 times x gets you 2x, and 2 times 3 gets you 6. Then we can just go ahead and combine up like terms. For your final polynomial, doesn't look like we have any other cube terms, so that's just x cubed. Looks like we have a couple squared terms, so that gets you a total of 6x squared. Get a couple of x terms, so that gets you a total of 11x. And then your last term gets you a constant of positive 6. And you should notice that this polynomial is the polynomial that was stated in the beginning of the notes here as the standard form for those factors. So that's how you take factors and turn them into a standard form polynomial. So let's look at 2 more here. So on example number 1 here, we want to multiply this x times this x squared. So following order of operations, you have to do the squared first. So y equals x times, this is x plus 2 times x plus 2. Recall that you cannot distribute your power here, because if we looked off to the side, if you had 3 plus 4 squared, if you distributed that, that would be 9 plus 16, which would be 25, but 3 plus 4 is 7 squared, which is 49, so that does not work. Okay, so this is bad. You cannot distribute. Okay, so instead you've got a FOIL. You're going to leave the x out here, and then we're going to FOIL those 2 out. So x times x is x squared. Your outers are 2x. Your inners are also 2x, which gets you a total of 4x. And your last terms get you positive 4. And now we just have to distribute this x times all 3. So y equals x cubed plus 4x squared plus 4x. And there's your final polynomial on number 1. Let's do one more. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, we've got binomial squared times another binomial. So we need to square this first, so that'd be x plus 1 times x plus 1, and then that gets multiplied by x minus 2. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to FOIL this out here first. Going to get an answer that's going to get multiplied by x minus 2. So if we multiply this out, you get x times x, which is x squared. Your outers are 1x, your inners are 1x, which gets you a total of 2x. And then your last term, 1 times 1 is 1. Okay?
So now we need to multiply each one of these times both of those. So we'll just do the first term times both, second times both, third times both. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 2 is negative 2x squared. Let's multiply the 2x. 2x times 2 is 2x squared. 2x times negative 2 is negative 4x. And now we got to do the 1 times both. 1 times x gets you x. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Okay. Now we're ready to combine up like terms. Looks like this is the only cube, so that's x cubed. The squareds here look like those cancel out. You have negative 2 and positive 2. The negative 4 and positive 1x gets you, negative 3x. And then you left with a minus 2. So there's standard form of the polynomial on question number 2. Okay. I'm going to do the zeros here in the next video in part 2.